Mining is the industry and activities connected with getting valuable or useful minerals from the ground, such as coal, diamonds, or gold. There are several methods used for this process. Before mining begins, economic decisions are made to determine whether a site will be profitable. Factors that enter the decision include current and projected price, the amount of ore at the site, concentration, the type of mining required, the cost of transporting the ore to a processing facility, and the cost of reclamation. After all these factors are analyzed, several steps are employed, including site development, extraction, and processing.
Area strip mining is used on fairly flat terrain to extract deposits over a large area. As each strip is excavated, the overburden is placed in the excavation produced by the previous strip. Contour strip mining is used in hilly terrain. Bulldozers, power shovels, or stripping wheels are used to remove large chunks of earth and terrace strips in order to extract coal from a seam or series of seams on a hill or mountain. Dredging is excavation usually carried out underwater in shallow seas or freshwater areas with the purpose of gathering up bottom sediments or widening areas. Longwall mining is a form of underground coal mining where a long wall of coal is mined in a single slice. Mountaintop removal is a form of surface mining at the summit or ridge of a mountain. Coal seams are extracted from a mountain by removing the land or overburden above the seams. Open pit mining is a surface mining technique of extracting rock or minerals from the earth by the removal from an open pit or burrow. Room and pillar mining is an ecological friendly method of extracting coal. It creates horizontal arrays of rooms and pillars. Subsurface mining is the extraction of a fuel resource such as coal from a deep underground deposit. Surface mining is removing soil, subsoil, and other strata and then extracting a mineral deposit found fairly close to the Earth's surface.
Mining produces gangue, the commercially valueless material in which ore is found. It also produces tailings, acid drainage, and toxic chemicals which contaminate the water sources around the mining site. Mining can be a very high water-consuming and energy-intensive process. The land around these sites is also affected by the deforestation, which leads to erosion. For many of the animal species living near the mine site, habitat loss is a big issue and kills many animals. Health risks for miners and local communities are also a big problem with mining. For example, there is a higher risk of lung and respiratory diseases. Although there are many negative effects of mining on the environment, there are some steps we can take to help solve this issue. One simple solution is to close down illegal and unregulated mines. Along with this, the government can increase regulations. Mining companies are also becoming much more efficient in reducing their harmful activities by recycling and reusing materials. Along with this, mining companies are investing in research of green mining technology to help the future of our Earth. One obvious but often overlooked solution is replenishing mine sites after they are done. For example, replenishing native soil and plants to help the overall impact of the mining project. There are also several laws and acts that have been set in place in order to help solve these problems. In 1872, the General Mining Law was passed to grant free access to individuals and corporations to prospect for minerals in public domain lands and allow them to stake a claim on that deposit. In 1920, the Mineral Leasing Act was passed to authorize and govern leasing of public lands for developing deposits of coal, petroleum, natural gas, and other hydrocarbons, phosphates, and sodium in the United States. In 1977, the Surface Mining Control and Reclamation Act was passed and established a program for regulating surface coal mining and reclamation activities.
Mountaintop removal is a very powerful and efficient method that requires the removal of the top of the mountains in order to get the coal buried below. Throughout this process, the trees and hills are eliminated and the area becomes a large range dig site. After clear cutting the trees, the geologists locate the coal below and explosives are buried in the mountain to remove earth and rock, ultimately ripping the mountain apart. While it is safer for the miners since they do not have to work underground, it also harms the surrounding ecosystems and communities. With the removal of these mountains comes the destruction of the habitats of hundreds of species. The miners also had to put all the tailings into nearby valleys, which pollutes streams and causes civilizations to move out.
Now take a minute to answer the following questions as a review of this video.
Alright, number 1. When is surface mining used? When the minerals are close to the surface. Number 2. Quarries are best defined as open pit mines. Number 3. Which of the following is not a type of mining? Ledging. Number 4. Acid mine drainage can cause water pollution. Number 5. List 2 problems with mining. 2 possible answers could be erosion and habitat destruction.
Now take a minute to read and outline this Practice AP FRQ question. Your outline for this free response question should have included all of the following in order to receive all the maximum points given by the College Board. For the first question, you should have named a mining technique. You also should have provided a thorough explanation of how the coal is extracted. For the second question, you should have first introduced a technique, second, explained the purpose and description of washing performed after excavation and prior to combustion. Third, you should have also provided the purpose and description of scrubbers. And lastly, for this question, you should have explained the purpose and description of fluidized bed scrubbers. For the last question, you should have completely described 2 environmental impacts. To receive full credit, you should have included the identification and naming the concern, cause of the impact, and the environmental results of each.